This is the first achievement of the game. It consists on using the alternative or additional pathway on the first mission. This section of the map is considered to be completely new, so the remake version only made this new additional map on the game. So in any other part of the game there is nothing new, only in this first level. So what you have to do is just take this alternative path and get to the door that drives you to the next level, and you eventually get the achievement.
Yes, and I don't have time to waste. I'm being chased all over Paris. Can we move this along a bit?
He felt he was being stalked.
We argued. I can remember that. And gunfire. If I wanted to kill Werner, I could have done that in Egypt. Then I suggest you give it to me now. Heart.
Crime spree achievement. You need to select the conversation options to be rude to Mille Cavier. So she's not giving you the notebook, and you have to pick all the items by yourself. There are 5 items in the apartment, so you have to be quick before the police break through into the apartment and leave the area. Nehushtan achievement. What you need to do is locate the herbalist in Parisian ghetto district, go inside and purchase one antidote. You can do it in any moment, but it's important to not to buy anything else, because you also need 3,500 euros
Do you
achievement
need any help?
before everything else. In this achievement, what you need to do is talk to the trainer. You can do this only once. You need to bet on Carl. The second boxer always wins the battle, and the gold watch is yours.
My money's on Carl.
Here, take it. Now get out.
Playa 3 connected. Technically, it's impossible to get into the ring where the boxers are, so there is only one way. You have to get to the top of the charge where the wooden beams are and fall from there to the ring, but you'll be dead. But at least you're going to get the achievement. Cartophile achievement. It's based on located all 3 Parisian ghetto maps and check them at least once. There is one map to the northwest, another to the southwest near Janice, and another one near Bernard to the northeast. Achievement Coup de Grace. The first opportunity is located in the Serpent Rouge. Just pick one enemy, isolate it, fire him before he is dead, and then approach him and finish him off with melee combat. You can recover your health as much as you want. Corner flag achievement. Defeat an enemy by shooting around corner. So Serpent Rouge is another place. Go into stealth mode. Use control to pull yourself against the corner. Pick out and hold in this pick out position and shoot until the enemy is killed. Hit the floor achievement cannot be got if you choose the Bernard way and enter the Serpent Rouge through the garage. You have to access the Serpent Rouge through the normal way. So the main way. So the first thing is to not be catched by any guard. So the mission here is to be stealthy to all three guards. So the first guard can be attracted by cutting out the lights, and the other two guards, what you need to do is save the game and use the opportune moment to go inside and hide behind these big obstacles and wait for the opportunity when they show the back, sneak from behind them and kick them down. Once all three guards are on the ground, what you need to do is go to the third floor, pull the box and get to this structure where there is lightning. So when you approach, the lightning is going to drop down and you get the achievement. Spendthrift. What you need to do here is go to the Serpent Rouge, get the box, and instead of going to Pierre or Bernard, you only have to go and talk to the doorman, but this will cost you 800 euros, and it's not recommended to take this path, but still you get the achievement
Is Bouchard
if
around?
you save the
You
game
got
and try it.
800 euros in cash,
Yes, I have 800.
800 cash and the box.
You planning to retire soon?
That's the price.
You're a hard businessman.
Pass it through.
Oh, I think not. Door first.
Follow the path round the back.
Kleptomaniac achievement. What you need to do is go to the Serpent Rouge, taking the Pierre path, get the box, talk to Pierre again. He's going to give you the code to the house of his ex-wife. Once you got inside, just check the wardrobes and the sport watch should be there. Cash overload, more than 3,500 euros. What you need to do is collect all the items, finish Serpent Rouge, and also go into Bouchard hideout accessible from Parisian Ghetto. Just explore all the places in there, explore all Parisian Ghetto, sell absolutely all the items, and you should get almost 3,600 euros.
Open for
Promotion
business.
achievements.
You managed to get
Once
in, didn't you?
have completed the cash overload achievement and got 3,500 euros, now you can buy both gun accessories in the pawn shop to get the achievement. Death-Defying achievement. So once you allocated the St. Icon graveyard, what you need to do is locate the tomb that is located next to the grating, position yourself correctly in the right angle, and make the side jump to go inside the area where the B-Packer armor is. It's important to make the side jump, and you can also risk with the normal jump, but it's important to not touch the spikes because they are going to kill you instantly. Pluie Noir achievement. It's important that you save game here because this achievement is optional. So what you need to do is talk to Bernard without having talked to Pierre. Make the Serpent Rouge from the garage, collect the box and deliver to him, and go past the doorman to get the achievement, and then reload the game to get all the achievements.
Your name's Bernard. Janice said I might find you here. I'm trying to find someone. Here. Now how do I find Bouchard?
Did you get it?
Here it is.
Okay. It's
Pluie Noir! Talk to Bouchard's doorman!
Let pit be achievement. What you need to do is do not fall on the first 4 pits in the game. So for the first one, just run and jump on the last moment to land safely. Then shimmy around corner to the end, also safely. For the next pit, just slide down, jump and grab on the ledge. For the next one, just grab the wire.
I can
When you
climb
land,
up on
you
that.
have to quickly you may even say there you have to quickly jump to the next platform and to the next. After this, you're safe. Then you have to talk to the Bouchard and the achievement is yours.
What happened to your man in the room out there, Bouchard?
To Arno? You've got something to say about that?
Maybe. It might be linked to what happened to a friend of mine.
This achievement is called Super Lario. This is making reference to the name of the game called Super Mario, but since this is Lara Croft, so the achievement is called Super Lario. The first thing to do here is to start from this position, just pull the valve just behind this ventilator. Why? Because going back and forth around the ventilator takes a lot of time. So when we go to this right here, it's recommended to make a jumps just to save some seconds. The time is very tight, 5 minutes, could be even not enough to pull all the valves. So we just cleaned the area here beforehand. There was a rat here, it usually bites us. So we turn on this wheel and then proceed to the next one. The next one is located on the 3rd floor. So we need to go quickly there. That valve has something different. It fills the tube below us with water so we can sink into this tube and go to the other side. So we need to turn the next valve to be able to sink in this tube we have below. It's highly recommended to use a walking button to be able to adjust your angle, and once you have your angle, just move forward quickly. But I committed just a little mistake here. I just lost some beautiful seconds. Well, the faster you go, the better for the timer. So now we pull this valve and wait for the water to fill all the tube. I do not understand how it's working, but this is how it really works. So if we jump there before pulling this valve, you are going to die. So the best thing to sink down is to grab this ledge and drop down just inside the tube and then continue swimming just into the bottom. We still need to activate 3 valves. Well, like around the half of the time taken, so it's important to learn the route. I did this achievement without saving the game. I do not know if by reloading the save points you still can get the achievement or not. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but in this achievement I try to make it all straight. So it's recommended to swim here underwater toward the grate, because if you surface, your movement speed will be decreased. In this position, it's recommended to grab the wire.
I can climb up on
First, try to not lose some beautiful seconds. But as you see, I just failed once and grab in my second opportunity. And the next step is just to be precise on dropping off. Trying to not fall in the water, because if you fall in the water, you have to retry everything anew. So here release the walk button on time and run toward this valve. It's important because this way we just win some few seconds more. Here I use the walk button because sometimes it goes to the edge, making you falling outside. If you can make this section a little faster, it will be better. So now we are going to the 5th valve, I think. So now we jumping.
I
It's
think I can
important
make
to
that
jump by running to not lose time at all. And when going back and doing the same, So one valve is remaining, and to get to this, what we need is make a perfect jump from this place and grab the other side and go through that door and try to grab the next wire on your first try. Well, if you can perfection this time, I think you can make it just a little faster. I don't know if the cutscenes cut off the timer. I do not really know it. Maybe the cutscenes really help you in cutting the time. And that's it. This is the little course of how to make it. The next achievement is called Ghost of the Louvre. So we are avoiding the camera. It's important to not be caught by the camera and just go behind the guard and still eliminate him. If you don't see the second guard, you made it this well. Now we go inside this laser room, and what we are going to do here is avoid all the lasers. I recommend to do this achievement to not save the game. I don't know why, but when I saved the game I never got it, so I recommend to play the entire route without saving. Maybe by reloading the game it triggers some glitch that sound the alarm or sound the guard, I don't know, but I made it without saving the game. So here we're avoiding all the lasers. One step of laser just remain in this room. The weapon you can use are variable. You can use the taser, you can use the dart tranquilizer, but you only have 4 shots, and eventually sneak from behind the guards. For example, here you cannot sneak. Here, for example, you have to go in the middle between the lasers and use your darts, and it's recommended to eliminate both of the guards just in case. This guard on the left seems to be struggle around the corner, but I don't know if he sounds the alarm or maybe he has some glitch or something. He do not spot at us, do not look at us, so I don't trust him too much. So I just eliminate him just in case. Then I pick this card and move to the next room, avoiding the camera. It's important it doesn't sound because one guard will appear, ruining the entire achievement. There is another guard here. You can perfectly just sneak behind him and eliminate him from behind. There is another set of lasers, do not step on them. They release the poison that instantly kill you, but still it's highly recommended that you do not step on them because it can ruin the entire achievement. So once you're on the top of this structure, you are safe. Just watch and go inside the vent. Well, past the vent there will be a guard which will be waiting during 30 seconds, so skip the video, and after these 30-40 seconds just follow from behind him and still kill him as well. Now it's time to go to the upper part, use the wire to go to the other side and go inside the window, but do not peek out until you really see that the guard is in patrol room or not, because it depends how we enter the area. Guards has one patrol room route or a different patrol route. So if you catch him from behind like this, what you need to do is just follow him or taser him with a gun and retrieve his key to be able to proceed to the next area. Okay, here we've got on the next area. Everything is much simpler than here. Okay, to get to the next area we have to come back to the pipe again and go into the door. We supposedly to have the crowbar to open it. Okay, once inside, just sneak around to this guard. It stands still, so it's very easy to take him out. And if you want, you can avoid the next one. The only thing you have to do is just memorize the code and put this code to be able to enter the room, to get in the final card, to be able to exit these Louvre galleries. Great. Now we're inside and we have just skipped one guard. That guard can be taken as well with stealth ability. You can just wait near the door while
This
he
is the
put
security
his
pass
back
I
to
need.
you and just follow him and stealth eliminate him. It's very simple. Okay, this one requires you to open the door and risk yourself to expose yourself. So now you can track his position. Now what you need is just to hide here and follow his route, and from behind stealth eliminate him. If you take too much time in this area and you open the door, you might be busted, so I do not recommend you to waste too much time. Just go from one point to the next one as fast as possible. Here we avoid the next camera, and just one guard remains between the exit and here. So what we are going to do is just keep him out. Still you have to wait until he turns away, and in this moment just go to the exit and this achievement is yours. Achievement Jackpot. This one is identical to the original way to open the gate, and the only thing you have to do is just observe the direction of the movement of the wheels. So what you need to do is just position the symbol one slot before hitting the target in all four wheels. So just lock one symbol before hitting the target of all three wheels. Position the fourth wheel also one slot before hitting the target. Then release all the seals and pull it once, and you should get the achievement. Croft of the Blue achievement. This one requires you to stealth kill the guard that is patrolling in circles below. So we just take this third segment. Do not step outside the platforms and do not observe him. It's very important that do not observe him because he can spot you, and once he spots you everything is over. So we get to this section of this level and save the game here. The next step is just running and jumping. If you get spotted, repeat, wait, and choose the right moment to jump. Once you're here, just save the game again on the second spot and look to his patrol route and hide behind this ladder. It seems he cannot see you behind this ladder. I do not recommend you to grab it. Just save, make it the third save here, and once you see the opportunity, just run to this left rock and then go into the stealth mode, and then just follow him as best as you can to his back. Look at this position, and still I've got this achievement. It's just hilarious. Electrocuties achievements consist on killing with your taser 2 non-human enemies. The first is located in the Louvre storm drain. The enemy is called a rat, and the second enemy is located in the Tomb of Ancient. It is called a bat. You have to kill only these enemies to receive the achievement. There is no other possibilities. Fast and Curious achievement. This is close to the name Fast and Furious. So the objective is just take the rally, which is Lara Croft, and make to the bottom just in 3 minutes or less, like in Fast and Furious truck racing. So here, after this cutscene, what you need to do is to ready the gun, because there will be bots in the middle, and it's not recommended to be beaten by the bots because they poison your health, and this is too much to worry about. So we just grab this wall and climb down enough to be able to drop down, and once we are down, what we need to do is to kill and eliminate maybe the only bot in the middle on the path. The other one really do not disturb us too much. So here we jump, make a very big jump and grab, and here we need to make a 45-degree jump to the left. Take in mind that you can just save the game. I saved the game, I still got the achievement, so it's not really important. You can save the game on the bridge, and you can save the game even below or wherever you want. Yeah, I think you can get it very easily. It's not really hard achievement. Here you have to grab another wall. As long as you know what way you're doing, you also can make in 3 minutes. Just drop down the sections where you can drop. This jump is pretty tricky. It is recommended that you jump and then control your direction with the D-pad. So you can jump like more to the right or more to the left, depending on the direction you can get this. So once you get to the lever, there is a series of platforms you have to use to be able to get to the bottom. It doesn't count that you drop down. So the first example is you see here is jump in an angle. So if you take an angle and jump, you can make shorter jumps, but alternatively, what you can do is just hold the walk button and then press the jump button. This will execute a small jump. For example, here you can do this, but you also can just jump against the wall and land on the platform. The choice is always yours. So just few platforms left. I made this achievement after knowing the path I need to follow almost on the first try. As you can see, it's not very hard to get. Hide flying achievement. There are 3 spikes after pulling the lever, so you can use this one dive on all 3, or at least on one. It consists on running, jumping, and immediately using the walk button. So it's about practicing and trying out, but it doesn't take too much try to get through the corridor without taking damage. 2 steps ahead. This achievement is very hard and requires a lot of trying, so it's important to save a lot here. For the first jump, just run, jump in the last moment and hold jump button until landing on the next platform. And then use the normal jump, hold walk button and jump to get to the next platform, and from the next platform jump and try to grab the ledge. If not, try to run and jump as well from this little platform as possible. So on the way back you barely have to do the same. Run, jump to the first platform, then pick up the items inside this secret room, and then choose to jump to the left or to the right, doesn't matter. But what is important is to make the last jump running. So remove the walk button, make this small running and jump and then grab. This is the only way to get the achievements. Pretty hard and require a lot of tries. Play with Fire achievement. The first thing to do is go inside the Sanctuary of Flame, watch the cutscene inside the game and run forward. The first part is just avoiding the pits, and once you get to the edge, what you need to do is run, jump, keep running, jump and keep running, jump until you get to the last small platform. And from the small platform it's recommended to stop and then jump forward again to avoid the staircase and get the crystal. It requires a lot of practice because the angle and direction is really important here. Rocket Woman achievement. In the Sanctuary of Flame there are qualified blocks that pull you up. So the secret here is not to drop from the block too late, but also to not drop from the block too late, because if you drop too late you take a great amount of damage and doesn't count. So just wait between 1 or 2 seconds, practice a lot, save the game and drop from a good height without taking damage and walk forward on the opportune moment. It's important to use Steam as check-in if you did it correctly or not and save the game. Live dangerously achievement. Do not use the right sledge on Wrath of the Beast, so do not take even the item on the right, so go directly to the left, save the game and make the first jump before going to the ledge, and the system is just using this as a small rock you have in front and use it to make your running and jumping to the next platform. It's even considered one of the best parts to complete this level fast enough. So the next section is just making normal jumps, grab the ledges, and once you get to the top, go through the inside to the corner, make your last jump, take the crystal, and the achievement is yours. Be Like Water achievement consists on avoiding all the spikes you see in the level. The first group of spikes are located near the switch, so this one is easier to avoid because they take a lot of time to be triggered. So for the next group, all located inside the tunnel, try to go between 2 spikes on the lower left corner and keep at the same position, just a little to the left, bottom corner, left down in this position until get to the last series of spikes, which you have to avoid using the top left corner. So the timing is important here. You can always save the game to avoid the spikes and get the achievement once you complete the entire level. Ghost in a nutshell. This one consists on fighting the boss, so the best tactic without taking damage is run away from him and from the distance hit him with the pistol. You can also jump backward or sideward, but it's more effective to draw off your weapons and run away. So before you drop in all his health, check the position of the blue orb, run directly to the blue orb, pick the painting and get the hell out of here. More Gas, More Mess achievement is considered to be the second hardest achievement in the game, because in general it's too long and it's very hard. So here you see the third enemy. As you can just observe, the idea and the key is just making a lot of jumps to make the course very short as possible, approach the enemies as close as possible and shoot him out. Here, for example, I jumped a little to the right to avoid the guy shooting me, because sometimes they have a clear shot on you and you take damage. It's recommended that you do not take damage. For example, here, since I shot him from far away, I just received some bullets. Here, for example, you need to jump forward toward the both guys and as close as possible just shoot them out. Okay, after this I just save the game and keep jumping and jumping. Do not pick any items because you absolutely do not have any time to pick. Okay, just approach this guy and go up these stairs. It's recommended to execute the jump on the long part of the stairs. I'm playing with the D-pad, that's why turning the character is pretty hard. Just open this door and eliminate the next target. You can use even the pistol, the good pistol also, it's very useful. Okay, now we're poisoned. What we can do is use the poison antidote. The achievement says that we cannot use the healing items. It's true, you cannot use the healing items, but still you can use the antidote that prevents you from that prevents the achievements to be really tough, because if you cannot use the poison, it will require you to take absolutely no damage from enemies. So as you can observe, now you have the ability to sprint, and you are forced to sprint because you have a very little time left to be able to complete this mission. So try to sprint down these ladders, try to turn to the right while sprinting forward, save here as well. If you're lucky to catch both guards both together, you're going to save a lot of good time here. And once inside, what is recommended is to pay attention, watch enemy you're locking on and jumping toward this enemy you're locking on. Get as close as possible and eliminate him as quickly as possible. Just one guard left and the rest is just running as fast as possible toward the exit. Okay, just a few seconds left. I recommend to do these 2 turns as quickly as possible, and the achievement is yours after the third cutscene.
You okay?
Bouchard, what are you doing here?
No time now. Quickly.
Was anyone around when you got here?
No, no one. Come on.
Room service achievement. This one is a storyline achievement, and it consists of defeating the cleaner in Van Croy's apartment.
Is she taken care of?
Automatic from Luddick achievement. Buy Scorpion X gun with €100 if you have in your inventory. But it's important when the first time you see the Luddick, choose nearly all second options. In other words, be very polite to him, so he at the end of the mission offers you the weapon. Silent as a mouse of achievement. It's recommended that you save the game here in Starfall Fortress, just in this position. And when you go into this catwalk, just make sure that there is no patrolling guy below, chasing you. So if you're spotted, you know that you have to reload the game and wait. So since there are no patrol around here, there is just one guy in front. What we do is just observe, save here and observe that he is not looking in this direction, and when he's not looking in this direction we just go inside, eliminate this guard. Picking the card or not, it's up to you, because picking the card is going to waste you just a few seconds. So the next step is just to go outside to the right and wait for the guy that was just in front of us to get past us. If we just stand here, he's not going to see us. It looks like he's blind, so just sneak behind him and eliminate him. It's just that simple. There is one third guard in the room. What you need is just to pick up around corners and observe where he could be. We just waited long enough and could just spot behind in this corridor. Anyway, the speed on eliminate him, it depends on your route. Still, you need to be in stealth mode just a few meters before his presence. So for the next step, you do not need to eliminate silently the next 3 guards. What you need is to go here, save the game, recover your health, and you can clearly skip all these 3 enemies to be able to get the achievement. If the enemy spots you, it eventually will deny you from completing the achievement, but if the turret spots you, you still can completely get the achievement. So once I drop here, I receive a lot of damage. I saved and recovered. What you need to do here is just running or sprinting, it's up to you, but the turret seems to be not to be precise because they're tracking your position, but still they are not very precise to be able to hit you. So for example, as you can see here, while you're running, you're not hit, but when you stand still, you're hit. So there you got the achievement. Snake Eater achievement. If you're located in the third warehouse of Strahov Fortress, what you need to do is go up that long ladder to the place where there is no item and the elevator is not working. It's just simple as that. Two of every kind of achievement. This is based on collecting 2 Vector R35 weapons and Scorpion X weapons. So the first Vector R35 weapons is located in this section in the apartment derelict. You need to pick both keys and then jump this gap and open the next door to be able to open the secret wardrobe with some ammo inside. This is the last section of the apartment derelict. It's located on the 2nd floor. So now we check this wardrobe and we're going to get the first weapon. Take in mind this is the only places in the game where you can get these weapons, and you cannot acquire them in any other place in the game. So why acquiring both of them? Because you can use them as a pair in the battlefield. The next one is located in the galleries of the Louvre. So the next weapon is just located next to this guard in the surveillance room. Just pick this from the table. You are going to receive your first pair, which you can use in any part in the game from now on, but still you cannot put any kind of attachment to the weapons. They only work without any kind of attachment. Here's the proof of the pair of Vector R35 in this point of the game. So the next step is just select these options. These options, when you talk to Luddick, are considered to be polite. Most of them are located as the second options to select, so it's very easy to be polite to him. But then you have to wait to the end of the game to meet Luddick to know that if you were polite to him or not. If you were polite to him, is going to sell you for
Keep
800
talking till the
euros
money runs out.
the Scorpion X gun.
All of them?
And the only
Machine
thing you
pistol,
have to do
gas
is just
punch
to keep
reloader.
these
No
800 euros
invasion force
inside
should be
your
without one.
inventory.
How much?
Have you seen what these can do?
Plus
How
the 60
much?
euros he is going to
800
take
euros.
for
Okay,
information.
let's take a
It makes a total
Mr.
of
Hoff is in
860 euros. The last one is also located near the Luddick in Strachov Fortress, but this time Luddick is dead. It seems to be that this is his second Scorpion X gun, so we're going to collect the both of them for compensation. Real deal. Achievements: bypass the laser trap in Strachov Fortress without jumping or crawling. So what you need to do is just shoot this gas can and follow the wheel. It's a very complicated because you need to be on the right side in the first group of lasers and then quickly go to the left side in this narrow path. Sometimes you get struggled, so it will require you some tries. You can even save the game there to get into this little gap, and then after this you have to go back to the right side quickly and run in to be able to be covered from the lasers on the left side until the end. Good Boys achievement. This one consists on that you save the game before going to the dogs area and you stay with your eyes sharp, watching that if he bites you or not. So if you see any movement in your health bar, immediately restart the section. For example, in the industrial area, if you want to get that additional item, you have to save the game before going inside and leave the area and pay attention if your health doesn't move or not. So in the next area, for example, the St. Card Graveyard, it's important also to save the game in case you want to get all the items. But still, if you want, you can just take the short path, avoid all the dogs, and there is no problem. But in the graveyard, for example, it's easy to avoid the dogs if you use the upper part obstacles. So in the next area called the Monstrum, what you can do is just eliminate the boy with the dog alone, or lure the dog, make your sprint around the square, leave the dog behind and just open your path forward. For the last area, both dogs are located in Strachov Fortress. There's just an area where they're patrolling, so we save the game before dropping down. Make your side a forward jump, just move away and go to the ladder to avoid their bites and finish Strachov Fortress to be able to complete finally this achievement. Into the Hellmouth. What you need to do is to swan dive into the other reservoir from the upper part, from the upper platforms. So jump and press the walk button to swan dive there, and you also can be eaten by the Hellmouth as well. Perfect Mimicry achievement. What you need to go is to the botanic greenhouse and
This
go to the
ledge looks
place
too
where
far.
you're
I
required to
don't
do
think
a
I'll make
very
it
long
yet.
jump. There is a big flower there and a big tree as well. You just grab the ledge. When you pull up, just press
This
the walk
ledge looks
button
too far.
and you're going to make
don't
a
think I'll
hand
make it
strut in
yet.
front of the big flower. Unnatural Selection achievement. Just defeat all the enemies in Beer Research Facility. All mutants are located in the same area, so it's recommended that you walk on every passage, go upstairs, check one side, check another side, and make sure you have destroyed and eliminated all the mutants. It's recommended to stay away from them because they are all poisoned, and go to the end of the level to complete this achievement.
It won't open.
You really have made a mess.
Darwin Awards achievement. Find all the silliest way to die. So the first way to die is just be killed by the dog. You can do this on the first mission. Once you're there, you can just reload the game and that's it. So the second death consists on being rude to Bouchard. You just select the first option
joke me around,
and the
Bouchard.
Bouchard
I lost
will
that
take
friend
his
yesterday.
handgun
You better
and
watch your
eventually
mouth,
will
lady.
eliminate you.
Welcome to Paris.
And the third one is located in Sanctuary. There is a small pool, so it's very easy to fall into this small pool. The achievement is yours. Chocollection achievement. There are 20 chocolates inside this game, 15 for Lara and 5 for the another guy. So what you need to do is just collect all the items all around the game and this achievement is yours. Great
Let's
floor
dance.
and you are just a monkey achievement. These two achievements can be got just by defeating Proto-Nephilim in a determined way. So to get you are just a monkey achievement, it's important that you do not use a handgun and it's important you do not use any healing items. So you need to use his special weapon and the first thing to do is just use the X button to shield yourself. Once you shield yourself, the monster are not going to do you too much damage. So the next thing is just kick him with a range attack and close attack and repeat this pattern until the end of the battle and you should get both achievements at the same time.
Time to die, monkey.
That's my demon quota for today. Time to get the power on again.
Short ration. Go to the aquatic research area and give all the energy necessary to complete the level. So when it's time to leave this area, what you need to do is do not pull the meat container into the platform. So you avoid feeding the Leviathan. So the first thing to do is just swim to the third switch, the closest possible, and then swim around the bottom of the area. You are likely to be eaten there, but still there is a chance to be eaten. So I recommend to go into the pit so the Leviathan follows you and get trapped inside. Once he gets trapped inside, just avoid his mouth and go for the switch 2 and try to avoid him again the same way to exit this area, and this achievement is yours. Won't catch a breath achievement. So inside this area, the first thing what you need to do just to pick these two items. One of them is a respirator. So we just pick the item. It's very important because I made this achievement without picking it up and I didn't get it. Just save here. And it's important to not use it. Then swan dive and maintaining the jump button. Just here to the bottom and swim, making a very good turn and just hit the center of this wall. It's important to hit the center just to avoid the corrections, because the corrections are going to make you lose some seconds. The same happens to the chain. Just point at the center and quickly activate the action button to avoid corrections. So the first guy is just located here to the right. Then press the roll button, the Q button on the keyboard to make a half turn and keep swimming quickly to this next spot to activate the second statue. And now the cutscene will be triggered. It will make us believe that we are not going to make it, that our health is going down, but as you can see, in this point of the game, it seems that the drop of air is ceased. So we actually are waiting for the cutscene to over. Once the stones fall, are going to fall everyone to the ground. The next thing to do is just keep rolling at least once to make the half turn and swing directly upward, making it the shortest route as possible. So as we see, we have just enough air, and it seems that we're going to make it. So congratulations. Dodgeboaz achievement. In first place, what you have to do is just run away from this using the sprint button and set the game. What you have to do is just shoot it out a little bit until he starts to shoot his projectiles. So in this moment it's recommended that you draw off the weapon and start to sprint all around. If you haven't received any kind of damage from the beginning to the battle until the end, until this phase I mean, you should get this achievement, Dodgeboaz. Achievement, just defeat the boss, and that's it. The achievement as well is just storyline achievement. This is Lara achievement. It consists of sending 17 knights into the pit. This is the first one. It's located at the bottom of this level. So what we need to do is just to fall down into this small pit. It's pretty hard because it's very small, and it's highly recommended to use punches and kicks. Do not use weapons because it may not be counted, so just in case, save the game like this, and for every knight you kick out, just check if you did this correctly or not. This tree can be sent to the pit in many occasions. It consists just on opening the door of any of the elemental rooms. So the next mission is just to pull the lever of their own chamber. For example, here we just take this little chamber, just wait for the 3 skeletons to step on the same platform, just pull the lever. There are a lot of places in this level where you can do this and still get the 3 more knights counter into the achievement. As you can see, we just have 4 of them in total, so it indicates clear that we made this well. These knights are more resilient, has much more armor, so the best way to kick them into the pit is by using the shotgun, aligning yourself. It's also very important to dodge the fire, so sometimes they stop like this, sometimes they keep firing, but you have to keep in mind that the fire does a lot of damage, so it's recommended to avoid it very often. We just kick these 3 in the element earth chamber, and we've got a total of 7 of them. This is the Neptuno chamber, the water chamber, so we've got 1 knight here. So just put yourself near the wall to be able to make a perfect direction, so the knight falls into the pit. It doesn't matter if the pit has water or not, it is going to die when it falls downward. So we have 1 more. Okay, still being in the Hall of Seasons, the one knight just below, in the bottom chamber, where you have to activate all elementals switches. So this one requires punches and kicks, like most of them, and try to throw this knight into the lava. It seems to be he's resisting, but keep insisting in the game, and you eventually can make it. This system is very useful if you try to avoid the bullet waste. So it's kinda cheap way to get rid of all the knights in the game. There are still more knights in the Hall of Season. This time these ones are located in the third floor. Once we have completed all the elemental chambers, including the room below, we can get here to the first floor and kick these knights away. Keep in mind there is a lot of points in this third floor, a lot of gaps we can use just to kick them away. Just drag them to this gap position and hit them until they fall down. From this height, eventually they are going to die because it's too much height. Even if you throw yourself through this gap, I think your health will be completely depleted. So once this floor is over, the next step is just to go upstairs to the second floor, and we're going to do the same on another two knights. This is the third one, and now only one remains in this entire area, which is considered one of the largest area in the game, one of the hardest, with a lot of obstacles, with a lot of challenges. So let's try to align ourselves so to kick him out in straight line. We just almost done, and now we're going to check our progress, how many knights we dropped to the pit. And as you see, we have 13 knights dropped to the pit, so 4 to go. The next two are located here in the lost
Just
domain.
for once, it'd be nice to walk
So
into
there
a
is no
room
pit
and
nearby.
not have the
We just
statues try to
need to
kill me.
drive them to the closest pit, the closest oblivion. So it's just located here. It's purple. It seems to be Hell Draconian Pit. So if you fall down, you just die immediately. Well, another one remaining, and 2 to go. As you can see, there are 15 already knights dropped into the pit. The 2 remaining are located in this last area before the boss battle. What you need is to pull the switch, and it's recommended to pull both knights into the pit before dropping the cage. Still, they appear just after pulling the switch, so it's not really a problem. So the first thing we do is just to pull them into this gap and then drop the cave and collect all the shards. Okay, the achievement just popped up. Congratulations. Tactical medicine achievement. What you need to do is just collect all the items in the game until the end of this mission. You are going to get tactical medicine achievement just in the mission before the final battle. Shut him up, and great work achievements. This one consists on defeating the final boss called Eckhart. So the second one could be the most difficult one, but still you can save the game as much as you can between attacks or even between phases. So what you have to do during the fight is just make the side jump. If you have a very good controller, you can run forward and jump and diagonal from left to the right. But if you're going for the side jump, it's pretty much the same. Just jump in the proper moment to the right to avoid all the damage. As for the meteors falling from the sky to the ground, Just pay attention for the black circles below and try to stay between them and not on them. Always pay attention to not receive any kind of damage. Well, to stab him with a shard, it's important that you pick up a weapon, being outside of damage zones, and hit him with your weapon and approach his body to stab with a shard. So you have to stab him 3 times, so there are 3 phases, and with proper coordination work you can even make it an entire battle, but it would require a lot of practice, so I recommend to save the game just to save a lot of time as well.
Dog struggle.
Momento Mori achievement. Okay, well, now we're going to show the missing pages. Okay, the first thing is to talk to the boy into Janice in the Parisian ghetto.
Okay.
Just to
Some
avoid
of us like it
missing
that way.
pages. Just talk to both of them to collect all the pages possible once entering Parisian ghetto. There is one really missing page here, and it consists on talking to the herbalist at least twice. Talking to him once
you need,
won't grant you
any
the
help?
page, but
I'm
if you
looking
talk to
for
him
someone.
the second
Name
time,
of Bouchard.
it eventually will grant
told
you
there's a
this
story about a
additional
doorman in this
and
area.
missable
Do you know
page
it?
to proceed.
Doorman is Bouchard's bodyguard.
Okay, here we go. Find the Bouchard's doorman, which is not going to tell us absolutely a word. The next one is located here in these Louvre galleries.
I need to
You
reach the new
should
excavation
read
site.
this sign
Werner's
to be able
notebook
to
mentioned a
get
security
another
pass.
missable page from the notebook. And you only have 2 opportunities to get here. Another is located in Monstrum, a
Tres
scene, and it's
Pariati,
located in this
Conjuncti,
pedestal. Just
Columnius
read it
Titiae,
once
Igne,
and you get
Nulla,
another
Kingdom.
missable page from the notebook. Okay, now we're located in this bolt of trophies, and it's important that you read at this stone
brothers
to be able to
reunited see
collect
the
the
gates thrown
fourth
open.
missable, truly missable page from this notebook. And the last 5 are located here in this book in the Edgard laboratory. It grants you up to 5 pages, but if you do not read the book, you won't get them, so it's important that you read the book. And the last 62 pages are located just in the ending of the area. Okay, once you collected all the pages, your next mission is just to read them, absolutely all of them, all 62 pages. We've got 61 because we just defeated Edgard. As you can see, you have to read all the pages one by one to get the achievement. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it. So it's important that you read the page just here in the last battle area. Okay, the last one, once you read all the pages, the last one consisting of picking the glove of Edgard. Just open your notebook and the achievement will pop up. I feel stronger now achievement. It consists on beating the game at least once, and this achievement is yours. Achievement Never Gain. The achievement is based on beating the game on the Game Plus. As you can see in Paris you can start with all kinds of weapons and you get all kinds of ammunition. In Herbalist, for example, we can buy maybe at least 2 save files, and it's recommended to waste the rest of the money on the antidote and maybe weapon accessories. Antidote is very important because you can be poisoned in many places. This avoids a lot of problems. Generally, you have only 50 saves in the game, so there are around 28 main areas, so you've got only 1 or 2 save files per every area, so you need to be very careful when you save in the game. Just to tell you, if you cannot finish the first area in Game Plus, it's without saving even once, it's even recommended that you drop the objective of getting this achievement, because it's going to make it very hard. For example, in the Serpent Rouge we can use the shotgun, and here for example the taser is removed, so we use the vectors on the guards. As you can see, we can use stronger weapons, but still you cannot be hit by the guards, because the health recovery only happens between levels. For example, between the first level and the apartment derelict. And another way to recover your health is by saving the game. Look for example at the damage these knights are doing. One hit almost removed half of my health, and besides of this, we don't have enough ammunition to eliminate these 3 knights. Why? Because they're very resilient after wasting up to 6 packages of cartridges. For example, here we've got the greatest machine gun in the game, and we can use it in this boss by covering behind the sofa. Still, in these enemies, for example in guide and research facility, we need to stand on this ladder to be able to avoid all the damage, just to show you how difficult this game is. For example, in this boss I tried to make a perfect run and I didn't receive any kind of damage, but it's I highly recommend you that you keep your saves for the Proto-Nephilim, for the boss, for the head card, and good amount of them. For example, for the boss it's recommended to keep 3 save files, for the Proto-Nephilim 1 save file, and for example for the Edgar Bartle you need to keep at least 5 save files. If not, you can struggle here and maybe you're not going to make it, so you have to be very lazy on using your saves in any places. So if you can avoid places without saving, it's much better and profitable to be able to have the opportunity to win this achievement. As you can see, I can also completed this Game Plus game after playing this the main campaign at least 2 or 3 times with 10 save files left. So I used around 40 save files, and I have to tell that it's not a really easy experience. So once you commit a mistake or something, you have to repeat a very big amount of large areas again. So for example, in this battle against the last boss, it's recommended that you practice a lot, and if you can win this battle with just one save or two saves at most, you're making good. But it's always tasty to use more saves than usual, and this will eventually ruin your possibilities on getting this achievement. So I said enough. For example, this part, the last part, is launching a lot of rays, like 3 or 4 or 5 in success, and if you commit the mistake of receiving the damage from all of them, you're forced to use the save file here. But for example, I managed to clear this area without taking damage. It's all about testing and practicing, so I think you can make it if you insist on this. So thank you very much for watching. This is the hardest achievement in the game, and if you get it, you're within 1.5% of the players on the Steam page.